Have you ever just stood up from your familiar sofa and suddenly felt the room swaying, or felt your legs heavy, numb, and as if they were weighted with lead every evening? You might think that's just an inevitable sign of aging, but the truth is, after age 60, those dizzy spells and that fatigue are rarely caused only by natural aging wearing you down, but rather they are a cry for help from your own second heart that has been forgotten. Hello, I'm Dr. Kevin Carter. Let's take care of your health so you can keep living life on your own terms. If lately your steps are no longer steady or you often feel dizzy, please don't blame yourself or fear that your body is gradually giving up. In fact, your body is working hard to protect you. When we combine the Western scientific perspective on the reduced elasticity of blood vessels with Eastern wisdom, we understand that your qi and blood flow simply needs a little natural support to get back in rhythm with your biological machine that is gradually becoming more sedentary. Quick check. If you're watching this for your health, just drop a 1 in the comments. Lean back comfortably and stay with me for a few minutes, because right now we are going to awaken together the wonderful source of power that has been sleeping forgotten under your calves, so that every step you take tomorrow becomes light and proud again. Let me show you exactly what is happening inside your body at the moment you stand up and feel as if the earth and sky are tilting. Imagine one night you wake up, slowly leave your warm bed to go to the bathroom. But just a few seconds after standing straight, the room suddenly spins. You stagger and have to quickly grab tightly onto the nearest wall. That dizzy, off-balance feeling is truly scary, isn't it? In that moment, you might blame yourself for being clumsy, or a wave of sadness mixed with anxiety surges up that old age is gradually stealing the steadiness from your legs. But listen to me say this. That staggering does not mean you are becoming weak or useless. Your body is not turning against you at all. It is only calling for help. This is purely a natural mechanical error of time, not because you did anything wrong. You see, in Western science, this phenomenon is clearly explained by a condition called orthostatic hypotension. To make it easiest to visualize, imagine your body is like a water supply system in a tall building. When you are lying or sitting quietly, the water pressure is distributed smoothly and fully throughout all the floors. But the instant you hurriedly stand up, gravity immediately pulls the volume of blood down toward your legs. At this moment, to push the blood flow back up to the top floor, which is your brain, the body needs a strong and immediate pressure. However, over time, our blood vessels no longer retain the softness like the elastic rubber hoses of youth. Instead, they gradually become harder, like old metal pipes left out in the sun for many years. When blood is pumped through these rigid pipes, they cannot expand and contract quickly enough to maintain the necessary pressure. Placed next to the perspective of Eastern medicine, this too hurried change in posture breaks the continuity of the qi and blood flow. The energy does not have time to circulate up to the head, creating a momentary deficit. It is precisely that delay measured in milliseconds that causes your top floor to temporarily lack oxygen and nutrients. Therefore, the dizziness you encounter is actually the body's extremely loyal alarm bell. It is reminding you, hey, up here we're running low on water. We need to slow down a bit. The body is doing everything it can to protect you from a real fall and is not betraying you at all. Once you have understood this loving, mechanical voice of the body, you will feel everything much lighter. But why do these metal pipes now need a different level of pressure compared to youth? And how can we live in peace with them? Let's look deeper together into the secret of this natural hardening. As I just mentioned, our blood vessels when we are older will be like garden hoses, forgotten outside in the sun for 20 years. They lose their natural elasticity and gradually become hardened. But how can you know exactly how those metal pipes inside your body are operating? Right now, while you are sitting comfortably in that familiar chair, let's do a small physical test together that only takes about 30 seconds. Raise one hand up to shoulder height. Now, clench your hand tightly into a fist. Then, open it wide. Do this continuously and decisively about 10 times to squeeze out the blood circulating in your palm. On the 10th beat, hold the fist tightly for 5 seconds. At this point, you may feel your forearms slightly tight and a bit tired. Now, slowly lower your hand onto your thigh. Loosen your palm and observe. You will see your palm has turned pale white. Start counting the seconds until the warm, rosy color completely returns to cover your palm and fingertips. The feeling of blood rushing back, bringing a tingling warmth under the skin, is exactly when the blood vessels are working to dilate to bring nutrients back. If you take more than 3 to 5 seconds for your hand to become rosy as before, that shows the blood vessels have started to harden, and the qi and blood flow, from the perspective of Eastern medicine, is moving somewhat slowly and hesitantly. Right now, please pause for a few seconds and comment the number you just counted below this video so we can together record your starting line. And please remember my words carefully. Don't be discouraged. The lower your score today, or the longer the waiting seconds, the more miraculous the improvement in the next 2 weeks that we are about to do together will be. This hardening is not a scary disease at all, nor because you have neglected yourself. It is simply the proud mark of time on a body that has accompanied you through so many years. Precisely because these pipes are harder, your body is wise enough to automatically push the baseline blood pressure a little higher than in youth. The sole purpose is to create enough force to push the oxygen-carrying blood flow against the pull of gravity to thoroughly nourish your brain. But these rigid pipes are not the only reason you feel unsteady when standing up. The supersensitive warning sensor system inside you also seems to be starting to doze off. These sensors, which Western medicine calls baroreceptors, are scattered on our large blood vessels. In youth, they were sharp, like flashing electrical relays, immediately alarming so the body tightens the blood vessels right when you stand up. But now these relays have started to work more slowly, exactly like an old heater that needs several minutes to realize the room is getting cold. Please don't rush to feel sad or blame yourself. Your body is not on strike at all. Those sensors are only resting and slowing down a bit due to the natural imprint of time. And to help them have more time to prepare, I want to guide you on a highly effective technique called awakening the second heart. Tomorrow, when you are sitting on the edge of the bed preparing to step down, or about to leave your familiar sofa, please pause for a few seconds. Place both feet fully touching the floor. Slowly rise both heels up as high as possible. Hold for about 1 beat. Then press the heels down firmly. Do this heel pump movement slowly and rhythmically exactly 5 times. Up, then down. Up, then down. Only after the 5th beat should you use your hands to support lightly and slowly stand straight up. Why does a movement that seems so small carry such miraculous power? In modern medicine, your calf muscles are exactly the second heart. The continuous contraction of the calf muscle mass will create a very powerful auxiliary pump, pushing the blood that is pooling below the legs against the pull of gravity to flow back up to the brain. Combined with the philosophy of Eastern medicine, this heel-stamping action will help awaken the important acupoints under the soles of the feet, circulate the stagnant qi and blood flow to warm the entire body. Thanks to this wonderful natural pump, your brain has already been thoroughly irrigated with oxygen and nutrients even before you stand straight, perfectly compensating for the delay of the sensors. However, I need to note this. If you have knee joint pain or your ankles are not healthy, please don't force yourself to stamp the heels too hard. You can completely sit still, leaning back very comfortably. Extend both legs forward, then gently flex and extend the toes as if you are pressing the gas pedal of a car. As long as the muscle bundles in the calves are continuously contracted, your second heart will still pump blood up to the brain extremely effectively. Just these few brief seconds of pausing certainly will not make you late for life out there. It only helps the next steps of yours become more proud and steady. And you know what? This natural mechanical delay leads us to an invisible culprit that is much more dangerous, lying silently right inside your medicine cabinet. Yes, that hidden culprit is the blood pressure lowering pills that are lying silently in your home medicine cabinet. The second method I want you to perform tomorrow is called spaced dosing. Instead of drinking a handful of many types of pills all at once in the morning, divide them into smaller amounts, drinking them at least 30 minutes apart. At the same time, drink with a full glass of warm water, sitting and relaxing instead of hurriedly standing up. Why is this important? Imagine the filtering function of your liver and kidneys like a funnel with a narrow stem. In youth, this funnel was very wide. You could pour in any amount of medicine, and it would be metabolized quickly. But now, this funnel has naturally narrowed. Western science proves that when you are over 70, the liver and kidneys no longer clear medicine as quickly as before. If you dump a large amount of medicine all at once, it will back up, causing a flood of the system. This amount of medicine lingering too long will push your blood pressure down to an extremely dangerous level. This completely matches the philosophy of excess leads to deficiency in Eastern medicine. Anything done too intensely will create blockages. Using warm water and spacing the time helps qi and blood circulate, allowing the body to gradually absorb the medicine very gently. You are completely not at fault when experiencing side effects. It is just that your biological machine is now more refined and needs a gentler rhythm. However, I need you to note this very carefully. Absolutely do not stop the medicine or reduce the dose on your own without asking the doctor. This method only helps you change the way of taking it to support the body, and does not replace the medical regimen. Before we get to the next important method, please take a second to press the like button. This action helps the video reach other elderly people who are quietly struggling with this condition. So, how to recognize if the current medication dose is secretly harming you? It is time to do the test. But before stepping into the test to find out the real number hidden inside, I want to give you the third method, a small key that helps you master the heartbeat before standing up. This technique is extremely simple, named warming the ear rims. Tomorrow morning, as soon as you wake up and are still lying in bed, rub your two palms together very hard until they are burning hot. Then press those warm palms onto both sides of the ear rims. Use your fingers to gently massage the entire ear rim from top to bottom. Lightly knead the earlobes for about 30 seconds. At the same time, breathe in deeply through your nose so your belly expands. Then slowly exhale through your mouth. Why does this simple movement carry such great power? In Eastern medicine, the ear rims are the place where countless important acupoints converge, directly connected to the qi and blood flow. Rubbing to warm the ear rims every morning is the most wonderful way to awaken the sleepy meridian system. From the Western scientific perspective, Reputable studies from the U.S. National Institutes of Health indicate that the ear rim area contains branches of the vagus nerve. When you massage this area combined with deep breathing, you are stimulating the vagus nerve, sending soothing signals to the brain. The brain will immediately transmit commands down to the baroreceptors, signaling the body to prepare for posture change, helping the blood vessels expand and contract rhythmically, and keeping blood pressure from dropping suddenly. Your body always has ready those sophisticated protective switches. They are not damaged at all, only waiting for you to give a caring touch to activate them. However, I note one small safety condition. If you are wearing a hearing aid or have damaged ear skin, please do not rub. You only need to press warm hands on the nape of the neck, and that is enough. This gentle stepping stone technique will lead us to the important quiz. After you have carefully recorded the real numbers of yourself through the test we just did, we will not rush to look for new pills. Instead, let me show you the fourth method, a very gentle gift from nature that helps nourish again your hardening blood vessel system. The way to do it is truly very simple. Starting right from tomorrow, every afternoon, instead of drinking strong tea or coffee, brew yourself a truly warm cup of hibiscus flower tea. Add exactly 1 thin slice of ginger into it. You only need to sip small sips, letting the warmth spread throughout your chest while relaxing on your familiar chair. Why does such a small cup of tea carry such great power? Western science proves that hibiscus flowers contain a lot of anthocyanin, acting exactly like natural ACE inhibitors. Imagine your hardened blood vessels right now like dry, cracked soil after many years in the sun, making blood flow through it extremely difficult. This hibiscus tea is the morning dew bathing that soil, helping the blood vessels dilate gently so the flow of life pours out lightly without artificial pressure squeezing it. Combined with Eastern medicine, that thin slice of ginger is the small flame warming the spleen and stomach, creating perfect balance between yin and yang, helping your body not be cold from the inside at all. This wonderful harmony will soothe your biological machine. However, I must send you an extremely important warning. Precisely because this type of tea has such wonderful blood vessel relaxing medicinal properties, it can interact strongly with the Western blood pressure lowering medicine you are taking. Your body is not doing anything wrong, but if you drink the prescribed medicine at the same time as the tea, blood pressure will drop too low. Please drink it at least 2 hours away from the time you take medicine, and always listen to every beat from your body. To maintain that sweet and safe blood pressure level every time you want to stand up, there is a wonderful secret lying quietly right under your calves. Western science calls this muscle mass the second heart, a perfect natural pump to push blood back up to the brain. Today, we will awaken it together. Right now, while you are sitting watching the video, lean back comfortably. Place both feet fully touching the floor. If you are not used to exercising, please do not start by forcing yourself to do 10 or 20 beats. This first week, you only need to do exactly 5 beats. This extremely small amount will help you completely eliminate procrastination and reduce all pressure. Ready? Down, up is 1. Down, up is 2. Down, up is 3. Right now, I feel my own body. I see my 2 hands gradually warming up, my chest slowly expanding with comfort. Down, up is 4. Do you feel your heart beating a little faster? That is a very clean beat, pushing blood upward. Down, up is 5. Very wonderful. You can stop. You see, just a few seconds of pausing to perform this exercise, the body has immediately responded to your care. These few brief seconds certainly will not make you late for life. It only helps the next steps become steadier and prouder. You completely no longer need to scold your legs for being old or slow. because they have just excellently completed the task of pumping blood for the brain. This is not the body's opposition, but a loving mechanical voice. When the heartbeat calms down again and qi and blood circulate harmoniously, we will continue together. Besides this small drip exercise, we need a habit of observing the whole picture to understand more deeply the rhythm of life. Please take out your notebook. We have discovered quite a lot of things together, from awakening the calf muscles to refining the way of taking medicine. At this point, you may feel a bit overwhelmed with the new information. But I want to remind you of this. Don't try to do all the methods every day. Just choose 2 that you feel most natural. Persistence is much more important than quantity. Your body needs gentle, rhythmic care over time, rather than a stressful checklist forced to be perfect. To make this journey truly light, I want to give you a few more extremely compact lifestyle tips that bring big impact, which you can easily incorporate right into your daily routine. First is the front-loading water drinking strategy during the day, also called front-loading. Many of us have the habit of drinking water sporadically until late at night, leading to having to hurriedly wake up to go to the bathroom at dawn, the moment most prone to orthostatic hypotension and staggering. Instead, when you sit down to breakfast with your familiar plate of eggs or toasted bread, drink along with a really large glass of plain water, and try to take in most of the daily water amount before the afternoon. This method helps fill the circulating blood volume early, creating a solid pressure cushion to support your qi and blood flow throughout the long day. Second is the 20-20 rule for relaxing moments on the sofa. When you are sitting watching the evening news program or a favorite TV drama, every 20 minutes, take exactly 20 seconds to move your legs. You only need to lightly rotate your ankles or tap your toes on the floor, following the rhythm on TV. This small movement keeps the second heart always awake, ensuring blood does not pool and get cold. Finally, please give up the habit of crossing your legs. When you cross your legs while sitting reading the newspaper or relaxing, you are unintentionally folding and locking the blood vessels in your legs. Please relax. Place both feet fully contacting the floor. This open posture helps blood vessels stay open, clearing the path, ready to push blood up to the brain right when you prepare to stand up. These tiny habits, when maintained, will draw a real documentary film about your recovery. And when the body has gradually regained its natural steady rhythm, here is the final step you need to do. You see, once you have understood the body's language through every heartbeat and every blood pressure number, you are no longer a passive person leaving your life to chance. You are exactly the captain confidently steering the ship of your own health. To maintain steadiness for the bright years ahead, I want you to always remember a wonderful priority order in the healing journey. Our body always craves natural harmony. At the beginning, we prioritize changes from daily lifestyle, those patient morning heel-stamping rhythms, the habit of slowly sipping warm water, or keeping a home blood pressure journal. Next, we turn to natural remedies, gentle nutrients that nourish the qi and blood flow from deep inside. And finally, only when truly necessary do we need to add the protective layer of Western medicine, of course, with the most carefully adjusted, gentlest dosages for your own constitution. Please remember that aging is not a disease that needs to be destroyed, but a stage of maturity that needs to be embraced and understood. The fatigue or dizziness you experience is completely real, and you deserve to be listened to be cared for with all gentleness. Bring this knowledge to your next appointment. Confidently talk to find your own sweet spot. I am Dr. Kevin Carter, and I am always here wishing you the proudest and steadiest steps. Maybe keep this video to yourself. But if someone you care about is quietly struggling, this could really help them. And make sure to watch this next episode. I've picked this one especially for you. Definitely watch. See you there.